Oh. Okay. I'm the Magpie, and I am still working pretty hard on my piano setup that is continuously getting more and more bizarre. Like it's an avant-garde version of, you know, that old, you know, that type of piano. Auto playing piano. Yeah. However, I'm not gonna go too much into it. Maybe I am going to jam on it. It depends on how this experiment goes. Because what I wanted to add to it is a record player. Because I've always wanted to have like a silly record player setup with some quirks that I haven't really seen anybody mess that much around with. Weird sentence, but so I want to mess around with that. So I got myself one of these, which is really cheap, comes sort of as a bag type record player. And in this video, I figured we should open it up and see if I can hack it a bit to fit this setup. Because that's gonna be like one of the last pieces that I'm gonna add before I start showing off the entirety of what I have created here. So I'm gonna start with opening this up, and then to accompany that I have this, which is a broken, also similar super cheap thing, I believe, primarily based on the fact that it's got like Bluetooth. I feel like no vinyl enthusiast who takes themselves seriously when I have a Bluetooth record player, but I might be completely wrong. I actually don't really know. I just know that this type of record player gets a lot of bad rep online, so I figured, oh, that's perfect for me. So I'm gonna open this one up. We're gonna take some stuff from this one, and we're gonna see if we can merge these two together in a sense to have something really fun. So some of the things I want to figure out right away is having it so it doesn't automatically start spinning when I turn it on. Like I want to be able to have it on but not spinning. But at the moment the on-off / volume dial here just makes it spin at all times, which is pretty annoying because my setup allows me to sample the record player right away into a looper and create weird loops with it that are then synced to a bunch of other gear. So it would serve me well if it doesn't have to spin at all times. Is that all you need to do? Yeah. And this is what's kind of convenient about this. Since it is very cheap, it's gonna be crappy. But okay. So there's some wires to figure out. Also, I wonder if I can just, you know, circuit bend this whole setup. So I don't want to have to desolder anything. Instead, we're gonna look at the stuff here that actually just powers the motor. Yeah, I mean, this whole thing, it's actually quite a few traces for that, which is interesting. Hopefully 2 of them are ground. And then power PWM, I would assume. Actually, see, maybe the edges are, nope. How about those 2? Okay. Basically like diffusing a bomb. Like, which one do I start with cutting? Tricky stuff. Then we also have a port for speed here. But yeah, let's cut something. Yeah, let's diffuse the bomb. It's got X's all over it also, so that's kind of scary. But okay, here goes nothing. Not what I expected, but I did not expect it to just slow down. Might have to cut two things. I don't know. This is getting tricky. Okay. I think, maybe. I don't know what I think, actually. Like, this one has 3 speeds as well, so maybe that's why it's got a bunch of pins going to the motor, because it's just set up to be the different speeds, and then one more voltage divider that is just setting, you know, speed. So there's also the possibility of just being able to flip, but it might be so much that I would have to flip in order to make it go backwards. It's a whole thing now because of the amount of wires. But I think, for starters, the only thing I've cut now is the very end, and I'm thinking that's probably ground. So that means it won't start unless I connect that one. So that's a great start, because that's perfect for just putting a switch. Boom, boom, start, stop the motor. So let's do that first. So yeah, I'm simply only gonna put a switch on that one wire to begin with, even though I have currently cut, well, all of them. But only this one at the very edge here, or end, needs a switch in order for me to have a manual start-stop type thing. Ta-da! Let's try something more modern. It's perfect for what I want to do. Hey, I'm not a scratch artist, and like this one has quite a lot of resistance also. Do you understand how cool backwards would be? However, I have no idea how to make something turn backwards. I know it's just flipping something, but I'm not sure what. And now this is making me think that all of those wires there that I just soldered back together, maybe it's all about, like, you know, switching some of those, like flipping them. Indeed, all I had to do was flip it. However, when I did, I noticed right away that it was stuck on super fast mode. So I had to install a part just to be able to slow it down. But I mean, this is basically all I want and need. I can manually turn it on off, and now with this switch I can flip it back and forward.
Och får den extra LPn. Om en homo i världen och så var i Nela Gabouche Hammerfors och Archenro.
So finally I can go hunting for satanic messages. Well, yeah. So what this means is that it's time to do the final step, kind of, because I'm gonna leave this where it's at. It was a lot of tricky stuff. Like, the only thing I had to do really was install this switch that flips orange, which is the ground one, boom boom, and then one of the signal ones, because all of the other ones are signal ones in as far as, like, it's a different voltage that they are, I don't know, PWMing on. meaning that that's what this sort of divider here does, where it sets the speeds you would want for records. However, since I only need and kind of can flip one, unless I have kind of a crazy switch to flip all of them at the same time as I'm also flipping the ground one, then I needed to install this part. So it's yeah, but it works. So what I'm gonna do now is get inside of this thing. I mean, I'm already kind of halfway there. What I'm gonna do, and what's interesting here is that this motor has very much the same sort of pinout. So I can have spare parts in case this setup is too janky for longevity. But what I wanna do is I wanna take the pickup arm from this one, and I wanna have a jack here, a braking jack, where it's either just doing the regular pickup, or if I plug something in, a different pickup, then I have a freehand pickup, so to speak. I mean, maybe I don't even need to have a braking jack. Maybe I can have two pickups at once. We'll see. I just need to get this one out of here first. And presumably it's just this one screw here, maybe? Okay, I guess they do that for weight. Good for me. Kind of nasty, but it came out very easily. So I guess for those wires, I'm not sure they had a connector. No, they're hot glued in place. Ah, there we go. Okay. Sweet. We put this one aside. And here we now have a thing. This one doesn't actually have a pickup on it. That's a bummer. Well, I wanted to buy more anyways. But okay, that means we're gonna have to, I don't know, experiment now and then follow up in the future. Because I figured, how, maybe not that cool. But having it freehand at least is fairly interesting of an idea, in my opinion. So I think I'm just gonna put a jack here instead. So I take these three wires and I put a jack, boom, on it. So that I click, click. And I mean, red, white, black. It's the same on that one. So I'm gonna assume that all I need to do is connect red to red, black to black, white to white. So now I have done that. So I put it in place now, here. It actually took quite a while to do all of the drilling for like that hole, that hole, that hole, that hole. But yeah, let's go through stuff, I guess, for starters here. Start and stop the spinning. Happens on that button now. And then this switch picks direction. And of course we have the knob for speed on the backwards direction. And we have a little jack there to plug out this. Which is, yeah, my my free pickup. An interesting choice of equipment that I'm gonna figure out if that's really cool later on. But I've already tested it works. It's really easy to snap this one out and put it on this one. So we're gonna do that in a while. First though, let's start with just making some sounds here. I mean, how cool is that? Just backwards. And I'm not gonna go through this entire setup, I've already said it before, but I might as well do something. I mean, yeah, this alone is kind of wild. But yeah, these are the types of things that I can now do. So that's nice. Which is really, really cool as an effect. Like, what if I like sample it in really slow? Or loop it, I should say. Kinda cool, right away. And then of course I can turn it on and off as well, meaning that I can do stuff like that if I feel like it, which I might do at some point. I don't know. This is all about like unlocking possibilities. Yeah, for me, like, there's still a lot of like getting to know this entire setup, so but just having a drum machine synced up to a looper and a round robin at the same time as I have a record player where I can start putting down stuff that is like shaping in which direction I then want to go is a really fun way to do stuff. But the freehand pickup situation, and I actually don't really know how far I can take this, but I'm gonna order more of this little red thing here because it's actually really easy to take off. There we go. And then I have to put it on this one, and now I have a free pickup. I don't know what to do with it though. Like, if I start here, can I even like hold it? I mean, kinda. But that's not necessarily what I want to do with it, right? I want to be like abusive. Fairly interesting, not gonna lie. Huh. But what's some cool things to drag it on? What? Okay. at the same time, this one, of course, works, you know. Okay, I can do stuff. I mean, this is totally surface scratching at the moment. Quite literally, but if you have any ideas, who knew? Like, you can totally have it as a guitar pickup. How do I... Piano? Oh, what? I mean, it just takes you places, whatever you kind of do, right? So, I don't know, I feel like I should probably... Oh, I forgot. It doesn't have a pickup. Well, that kind of works anyways. Double pickup. Okay, that was surprisingly cool, actually. But yeah, this was a really good idea. So I'm gonna buy these red ones, and then I'm gonna, next time, it's time to show you how far I have gotten so far, even though there's quite a lot to do still, based on what I have in this microphone. So, thank you very much for watching. Let's make noise.